Hello there, Catherine here from YogaNaraska. Happy Monday. I'm sure it actually is a happy Monday for you, as at least if you're in Canada, because it is a holiday. It's Holiday Monday. So hopefully many of you are enjoying a well-deserved break, enjoying this weather, and enjoying maybe some lighter pandemic restrictions wherever you are to dose summer. So yeah, if you happen to be online, just pop into the comments. Let me know what you're doing this long weekend. I am a little bit busy working. Obviously, here I am, and I have an upcoming session for August coming up, and that begins on Tuesday. So if you're interested in some online classes, check out my website, www.yoganaraska.com. And I do have some price bundles there. So your first class is always free. You just gotta send me a message and I'll give you a coupon code. If you drop in, it's $10, but if you decide that you wanna join for the whole session, there's like a 4-week price, which is a little bit cheaper, and there is like a 1 month that you get Tuesdays and Thursdays, also a little bit cheaper. So if you wanna save some money and commit to doing some wonderful things for yourself in August, please do check that out, or send me a message if you are curious about that. On Tuesdays, we're going to be going through a bit of a self-exploration, moving from sort of like a place of maybe self-blame and self-loathing, and working all the way through to a place of self-acceptance and self-love. So each week will be kind of on a different theme, and there are actually 5 Tuesdays in August. So if you pay for 4, you get a 5th free, and you also get a deal on the price bundle. So I would check that out if I were you. And on Thursdays, we're doing it's kind of like how we do Workout Wednesdays, but more of a traditional yoga class where we'll choose an area of the body to work on, and we'll go through that. So yeah, check that out. Okay, so I think we'll start our little meditation now, and then we'll get into a bit of conversation. Normally I would talk about sort of yoga philosophy, and we'll continue to do that, but I wanted to take a little break from that just to give you some reasons why you should practice yoga. Some super interesting things that are backed by science about yoga, which I think are really cool. So we'll talk about that in the end. All right, so let's get into our little meditation now. So find a comfortable seat, stand up tall throughout the spine, let the shoulders drop down, maybe close down through the eyes. And let's begin by taking a deep breath in, and we're gonna take the fingers and the toes and we're just gonna squeeze them all together at the same time. We're gonna get nice and tense. So ready? Let's try that. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, tense, tense, tense. And exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. Okay, let's try one more time. Tense all the muscles up at once. Squeeze the fist, squeeze the toes, squeeze the booty, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, let it all go. Release any tension. Okay, one more. Squeeze. Exhale, let it all go. Okay, so I figure with our meditation here, let's go through a little exploration of the chakras. We just finished a chakra series in June and July. So we'll just do that really quick if you missed that. Or if you happen to tune into that, then you'll get a little review. So in your seated position, maybe resting the hands face up on the knees, or just sort of clasped in your lap, whatever feels more comfortable. Just bringing your attention inwards. And I'd like you to focus your mind and your attention on the very base of the spine, the tailbone. Just give you a moment to settle into that area, tuning out any distractions around you and any thoughts of, I won't even name them. I don't want you to get too distracted. So just tune your thoughts into what I'm saying. So yes, tuning in to the root, the root chakra, this area of the body located at the base of the spine. And this chakra represents feeling stable and supported, that your needs are met, you're feeling grounded. And this is our very basic needs. So things like food, shelter, community, water, just feeling that we are safe and content. So this is a very important chakra for us to sort of work with before we can build on the rest. So you might take a deep breath in and we'll repeat a little mantra on the exhale. And it is, I am safe. So let's take a deep breath in. I am safe. Wonderful. Okay, so let's bring our attention up the body slightly to the pelvis and all of the organs that are sort of filling that space between the pelvis, the hips, the sacrum, and the pubic bone, all these sort of organs of reproduction. And this chakra, the sacral chakra, represents our creativity, so our physical ability to create, but also our sort of our figurative ability to create things, to bring things into fruition. It also represents pleasure and sensuality. So we can take a deep breath in and repeat our mantra, which will be, I am creative. So taking a deep breath in, I am creative. Moving our attention upwards again, let's place our attention between the belly button and the sternum, the solar plexus chakra. And this chakra represents our confidence, our faith in our inner abilities, feelings of self-esteem, self-worth, power. So the mantra for this chakra is, I am confident. This one's a little bit difficult for me, but that's the point of the chakras, is they give us sort of a frame of reference to be able to work with, things that we might be maybe over relying on or underusing in our lives. So let's take a deep breath in. I am confident. And exhale. Wonderful. Moving our attention upwards, we will rest at the heart center. And as you can guess, this chakra represents loving kindness, compassion, empathy, all of those wonderful feelings of connectedness with other people. It's funny, everybody seems to have a chakra that they sort of identify with. For me, it's the third eye chakra, but my mom, who's a very kind, giving person, said that when we did our exploration of the heart chakra, she really, really felt that, and that does not surprise me. Shout out to my mom. Okay, back to the heart. So this mantra will be, I am compassionate. Let's take a deep breath in. I am compassionate. And exhale. The next chakra we will focus on is the throat chakra. So that's at the pit of the throat here. This chakra represents our ability to speak our truth and to express ourselves, to communicate, and to be our most authentic selves. So this is something I'm definitely exploring in this YogaNaraska adventure here, is expressing myself. So let's take a deep breath in, and our mantra will be, I am authentic. I am authentic. And exhale. moving upwards now, we move to the third eye, which is the space between our eyebrows here. And this chakra represents wisdom, intuition, our sort of ability to follow thoughts, patterns, visualizations, and it's sort of more connected to with our subconscious mind, the things that sort of go on in the background during our everyday lives. And let's do I am intuitive for this one. So let's take a deep breath in. I am intuitive. So feeling like you trust your gut, you trust your intuition, your inner knowing. And then finally, our final chakra is the Crown Chakra, so like located at the very top of the head here. And this chakra represents sort of our connection to all things, to the universe, to other people, living things, non-living things, the greater consciousness, the intelligence of life. I actually had an interesting conversation with my husband and his aunt the other day about how monarch butterflies just seem to know where to go when they migrate. They seem to always end up in one particular tree. Even different generations of butterflies. And we were talking about how there's this level of knowing, of collective consciousness that we don't know so much about, and how interesting that is. So let's have a mantra for this one, and it will be I am connected. Or you might choose I am conscious, whatever you feel suits you. So let's take a deep breath in. I am connected. Wonderful. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to talk about some of the reasons why yoga is so good for you, as backed by science. So these are really interesting. I've done a bit of cursory information on this, and I'd really like to do some more research because I'm a research nerd and I like to read medical journals like a weirdo. But these are some things that I've researched that are showing us that, yoga is really good for you. And of course, if you've tried yoga and you felt connected to it, you'll know that these are true for you. And you know, this whole yoga tradition, the Eastern tradition of yoga has been going on for like centuries, and it's only now with like Western science that we're really being able to back them up with like a rigorous scientific process, scientific method to sort of prove that what these ancient yogis have known for so long is actually true, which is really neat. So let's go through a couple reasons why yoga is so good for you. I have a little note here that I'm going to be looking at, so don't mind me referring to my notes, but can't all be perfect. I can't memorize everything. So number one, decrease stress. Yoga is good at decreasing our stress levels. This is true for just one yoga session. If you could measure, you know, your heart rate and your anxiety and that sort of thing, blood pressure at the beginning of a yoga class versus the end, chances are that your blood pressure and your cortisol is going to be a lot lower at the end. But studies have also shown that a consistent yoga practice really does help you to manage your stress and anxiety. Probably because you are taking the time to sort of remove yourself out of your busy life and anxious, stressful life, and taking the time to really connect in with yourself and tackle that stress head on, but not necessarily in a solve all my problems kind of way, but in a just recognizing that you're stressed out and taking the time to just sit and be with that. Not necessarily making it go away, although it turns out that just like paying attention to it often does make it go away. So number one, decreasing stress. Number two, relieving anxiety. So I do have an anxiety disorder, and I can attest to this. Sometimes when you're feeling quite anxious, the last thing you want to do is like sit with your emotions, but it does really have a lot of benefits. And the number one thing for me has been breath work. So I tend to have panic attacks in grocery stores. It's just a thing. I guess I get like a little bit overwhelmed. It's just an overstimulating environment, and it always happens to be when I'm waiting in line. It's just a weird Catherine quirk that I have, but I know a lot of other people with anxiety feel the same. Sometimes I also get them randomly while I'm driving. And of course there's like situational anxiety, right? There's like before an interview or a date, or not that I've been on a date in a while. I'm married. We go on dates, but like it's not like the same sort of butterfly feeling. It's more of just a like nice connection. Anyway, or you know, having to have a hard conversation with someone. So this breath work has really been something that's helped me to manage my anxiety, and it's something that you can do in the moment. It's very simple, and it just helps you to bring your attention inward and focus less on what's happening around you and more about controlling sort of your own reaction, instead of just reacting to what's going on. You're tuning into that reaction. The next one, fighting depression. So this one's a tough one because when you're depressed, I've also struggled with depression on a monthly basis, just due to a disorder that I have, but I've also dealt with it like for an extended amount of time as well. Depression's really tough because you lose motivation to do the things that you want to do and that you know would be good for you. So it's very, very hard to get on your mat when you're depressed, because you just don't want to do anything, and you don't necessarily have like the dopamine or the serotonin that tells you that when you're finished your practice that you feel better than when you started. So that makes it really hard to motivate yourself to do anything when nothing feels good or nothing feels like it's helping. But yoga actually has been proven to help. They've done studies of people who take like, it's like a 12-week yoga program, and they rate better on scales of depression than when they did at the beginning. And I'll have to double check like if they were medicated at the same time, or if it was a control group against a medicated group or whatever. But still really interesting findings. And I know the hardest part is just getting to your mat, which is why I love online yoga, because you can do it from home. And in my classes, you don't have to turn on your camera, so you can do it in your pajamas. You can do it like literally in your bed. I'm going to be doing a video of like yoga in bed, by the way. Not in a dirty way, in like a relaxing way, an easy way. Yes, so you can do it from home. You don't have to turn your camera on, but doing it online and with someone like a yoga teacher in a yoga community, like the YogaNaraska community, gives you that sense of connection. Sometimes when you're depressed, you feel really isolated and alone. And just having people there that are, expecting you to show up, that accountability, that are supporting you, just even sometimes all the faces on the screen saying, hey, how's it going? How are you? Like, how's your week been? Even if you don't feel up to answering, it's still nice to know that people are there for you. And honestly, no judgment with me if you don't put your camera on, if you don't say hello, if you don't even show up in the chat, but just being there is helpful for you. Even if you don't do half the poses and you just lie on the mat and listen and check in with your body, that is something that will do you good, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I can personally attest to this one. So yes, let's move on. Improving libido. Okay, so this one is one that nobody wants to admit, but the majority of people, especially women, do struggle with their libido at some point in their life, their sex drive. It does tend to come and go for a variety of reasons, but it has been proven that yoga can help, especially with women, for libido. And this has to do with, like flexibility and blood flow and like your connection to your body and accepting your body for what it is, especially if you have some sort of mental blocks about your physical body and the body dysmorphia and that sort of thing. So it works on two levels. It works like on a physical body level with like blood flow and whatnot. But it also works on a mental level with like self-acceptance and truly starting to care and love for your body. So it's a wonderful tool for that. I feel weird like admitting, like live. on my social media that libido is something that I struggle with because of medications that I'm on, and going back to depression and anxiety, and even stress. These are all things that can really affect your libido, whether it's medication or whether it's like the stress, anxiety, and depression itself. So yoga is a tool that I use to help improve my libido. I've had mixed results with it so far, but it's something that I'm working on committing to, and the results in the science are there, so gotta keep at it. I'd love to do a yoga for libido class. I've had this in the works for a long time, already have a really sexy playlist lined up, so look forward to that in the future if that's something that you're interested in. Give me a note in the comments and kick my butt, and I'll get that done a little bit faster. It's not really on my priority list right now, but if you think that you could benefit from it or you'd like to enjoy that, please do let me know. Okay, improving sleep quality. That one is one that I hear all the time from my students. My students always say after our 8 p.m. classes, they get a great sleep, and I believe it. Something to do with just slowing down your breath, slowing down the mind, stretching the parts of the body that you don't normally get to stretch, and then ending with sort of a meditation in Savasana, or on Thursday and now Tuesday nights, Yoga Nidra, which is like a guided sleep meditation, basically, where you just like lie down and listen. It's like the easiest yoga ever, but it's designed to actually take your brain waves down from beta and gamma waves, which are what we like normally are thinking of throughout the day, and it takes you down to like theta and what's the other one, delta and theta levels, taking your brain literally down to like almost a deep sleep or a REM sleep. This is like the really cool thing about Yoga Nidra, because normally when you fall asleep, it takes a long time for your brain to reach those levels, but Yoga Nidra is designed to like take you right there and then keep you in that like deep state for a longer amount of time than you might when you're sleeping. So I'll need to do some more research on this, but studies, apparently I need to look this up, but studies have shown that the time you spent in like a Yoga Nidra sort of deep like subconscious state are actually like better than actual physical sleep, because you're spending an extended amount of time there and you get there a lot faster. So if you're interested in trying Yoga Nidra, you can join my Tuesday classes, or I do have a bunch of Yoga Nidras on my YouTube, especially the ones with music. I've actually picked music that corresponds with each brainwave, so like you'll really get down there fast. And if you've never tried it, I recommend trying it because it's great for sleep. All of the ones that I have on YouTube right now are designed to like take you down and then back up, but I've had a lot of requests for ones that will take you down into sleep and sort of like leave you there, so you'll fall asleep. Basically it's designed for you to like listen to before bed and then guide you into a nice deep sleep. So I'll be working on that as well. Again, if you're interested in that, kick my butt on it. Give me a note in the comments, and I'll prioritize that as well. Okay, where else are we at? Improving heart health. I did mention that there are studies that yoga can improve like your vascular ability, so your ability to pump blood into different parts of the body, especially throughout the postures, but also because of the stress relieving what's the word? Side effects, I guess, of yoga. You are also decreasing blood pressure and helping to regulate your blood sugar, so it is really, really good for your heart. What else? Reducing chronic pain. I also struggle with chronic pain due to my menstrual cycle. And actually this ties into the second one, so we'll do it at the same time. The second one is reduce inflammation. So inflammation is related to chronic pain. It's also related to depression, and it's thought that, you know, like an inflamed brain basically can make your depression a lot worse. So I've been doing a lot of things in my life to reduce inflammation, and yoga is one of those things. And that also just relates to chronic pain. Like the less your muscles and organs are like swelling and red and painful from inflammation, the less chronic pain you're going to have, as well as things like joint pain and muscle pain. So, you know, for example, I keep talking about my mom today, but that's okay. She struggles with shoulder pain, so we work on that in our yoga classes. I've done a couple of like the neck and shoulder workout I did was specifically for my mom, as well as the seated body scan, and it's working on like flexibility and mobility of, you know, certain muscles and joints, without like weight bearing on them, for example. So yoga can be a really great tool for you to work with certain areas of the body that you might be experiencing pain in, and just, you know, gentle, mindful mobility and stretching of these areas can be so good. As long as, like, you know, if you have a shoulder issue, then you should know not to be doing weight-bearing exercises. So like a side plank is probably not a great idea because your whole body weight is resting on your shoulders. But something like, you know, going backwards and forwards, or you like lifting a block over your head, or like, you know, bring your arms out to the sides and up, just shoulder, for example, but we could be talking about hips or ankles or wrists or whatever. These sort of mindful exercises can help us with chronic pain, but also recognizing if you have chronic pain. So some people won't really be attuned to the fact that one hip is tighter than the other until they do, you know, a pose that has two sides, and then realize, oh, hey, this one's a lot tighter. And you can actually prevent chronic pain from happening by working on this thing that you've suddenly noticed. So that's another great thing that yoga can do for you. Let's see, promoting healthy eating. So this one's interesting, and I'd like to learn more about it. But in yoga, we become more intuitive. We become more attuned with our bodies. And it can help us to be mindful about the things that we eat, because sometimes people will be eating for emotional reasons. They'll be avoiding their emotions and they're looking for comfort, and they'll just eat. Or they're feeling a lot of shame and negative feelings about their body, so they'll restrict their diet to sort of reinforce that they are not worthy. And this is something that I've struggled with. I don't have an eating disorder per se, although I know people that do, but I definitely have disordered eating habits. And yoga can really help you with this because it helps you to manage those emotions. It helps you to gain self-acceptance. It helps you to become intuitive and really be mindful about what you are putting into your body and be curious about why. And also just the whole idea of yoga can help you to just respect your body more. And for me, like I was talking about a couple weeks ago, which was it? Oh, ahimsa, nonviolence, which is one of the central tenets of yoga. How I have chosen not to eat a lot of meat. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a vegetarian or vegan, but I definitely eat like way less meat than I used to. And that's because I don't want to have any negative impacts on animals or on the environment. So that's sort of my angle there. So just the philosophy of yoga can help you change your eating habits for the better, for you and for the environment. Okay, we got 2 more left. Improving breathing. So pranayama, or breath work, is also one of the central tenets of the 8 limbs of yoga. As I mentioned, this is a really, really great tool for me, especially with my anxiety. I include breath work in every single one of my yoga classes, although we don't do them on Workout Wednesdays because those are more of a workout. I wouldn't call them so much yoga, so please don't judge my yoga teaching style based on Workout Wednesday, because that's just like get in, get out, do our workout sort of thing. But my yoga classes are really focused more on meditation and breath work. So you'll always have a breath work activity going on in our classes. And this has just been the number one tool for me to manage my anxiety, and in Yoga Nidra as well. There's a part where we do this like body scan and we go through the body. My mind's always really, really busy and I find it very hard to focus on it. But when we get to the part where we do the breathing, then it's just such a powerful tool for me to turn all of my attention inwards. And I seem to never be able to do it until I do a breathing exercise. So yes, very helpful there, but also it helps like build lung capacity and lung health. So it's also really great in that way. I'm sure there's been studies on VO2 max, which is your ability to like breathe, and how much lung capacity that you have. And that's something that you can actually improve on. So breathwork is a great tool for that. And finally, the most obvious, I saved it for last because I wanted to keep you interested in the other benefits, but obviously yoga can help you improve strength, flexibility, and balance. Obviously, because we are, working with the body, and different poses challenge you on different aspects of your body and your body awareness. So we could do like planks or something to build your core strength. We could do tree pose to improve your flexibility. Or no, sorry, that would be balance. Tree pose to improve your balance. And then something like a malasana squat, which can help you with your flexibility and mobility of your hips or some other area of the body in different poses. So yes, they've also done studies on this. People, like a 12-week study of people, and they do a baseline of their flexibility and strength and balance and whatnot, and then they test them again at the end and they see improvements. So the evidence is there that yoga is helpful for you, but the number one thing is being consistent. So yes, you might see a benefit after one yoga class, but if you can really be consistent in showing up on your mat on a regular basis, whether that's once a week, whether that's 3 times a week, whether that's every day, it really, really can have like profound impacts on your health and emotional, physical, mental, spiritual health, like all around. Yoga is great. But no judgment. If you can only do a class here or there, or just one class a week, that, there still are benefits. It's just there's going to be a greater amount of benefit if you can do it regularly. And the key to doing it regularly is that accountability. So, having this YogaNaraska community behind you saying, yeah, I see you showing up, doing the work on your mat, even when you don't want to be, and just cheering you on and knowing that we're all reaping those benefits together. It's just so, so powerful. Even I struggle with doing yoga on a daily basis. It's something that I'm trying to commit to. I probably do yoga five times a week, like definitely 5 times a week, and I'd like to be doing 7, but life gets in the way sometimes, and I don't know, it's something that, as long as you keep showing up to the mat, right? So I'm hoping on doing another video about chronic illness and yoga. And what I wanted to say with, or not yoga, but even fitness, and what I wanted to say there was that it's not so much about consistency, but it's about persistency. So say you get really sick, or you have a chronic pain flare up, or you go on vacation or whatever, and you have a week off. It would be easy to say, oh, well, I haven't done it for a week, so what's the point? But it's in the starting again, and the repeated starting again, trying again, showing up on the mat, that is like the real deal. That's where the real benefit is. So yes, I will stop talking now. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. But I just really wanted to reiterate those benefits of yoga. I'll do a little post later on today with some graphics and text that's reiterating these points. Again, if you'd like to join me on Tuesdays or Thursdays for online classes, you can check out my website at www.yoganaraska.com. Your first class is always free. Send me a message for your coupon. Drop-in class is $10, and there are price bundles available for the 4-week sessions, 5, because there's technically 5 Tuesdays, so you get a class free, or a 1-month package where you get Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. So yes, I will also see you on Workout Wednesday for Wednesday. Taking requests. If there's any sort of area of the body that you'd like to work on, please do let me know. What else? Kick my butt if you want yoga for libido, or a yoga nidra for sleep. Something that I have had in the works for a long time, but I'm just busy with other stuff. So if that is something that you'd really, really like to explore, please do let me know. And I think that is it. Also, I'm going to be uploading all my Workout Wednesdays and Mindful Mondays to YouTube, so they'll be there for you to follow as well. Check out my YouTube channel and subscribe there, because every time I post something, you'll get a notification, and I do have a lot of content available there. If you also sign up for one of my price packages, you get access to an exclusive content library on my website that pretty much has so it'll have the chakra classes and the music classes that we did in the last session. So while you are subscribed to the current live session, you also have access to all of the past sessions too, which is really awesome. If you sign up to my newsletter, I'm planning on sending out a weekly short video like this, but maybe only 5 minutes long, with some little yoga goodies, different types of breath work. I think there's 12 videos so far that I've lined up to send out with different techniques for breath work and such. maybe I'll even just like pick a pose and break it down for you. So if you'd like some free extra content, do sign up for my newsletter. Excuse me. I don't know where to put the link for that. I don't know if I can put it in the comments here, but if you do want the link to sign up to my newsletter, just send me a private message and I will make sure that you get that. Cool. Okay. Thank you for showing up. I had a couple people pop in live. Thank you so much for being here live, but I know it's a busy holiday Monday and you probably want to be like jumping off a dock somewhere because that's what I want to be doing. So, oh yes, I meant to show off my earrings today. I have little canoe earrings from the Canadian Canoe Museum in Peterborough. Yeah, so if you're catching this later on, that's cool too. Know that these videos are always in my IGTV, in my Facebook videos, and will be up on YouTube soon. So you can always check back in later. Okay. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me in this journey. I appreciate every single one of you taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble and to connect with yourself through meditation. So much love and enjoy the rest of your short work week.